Friday afternoon, low VA rates nation. We're going to get to why we're wearing red at the end, so stay tuned, especially if this is your first time ever. Today, we're jumping right into the topic. When VA lenders compete, you win. Okay, you may have heard a similar catchphrase like that, or a similar, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. You've probably heard something like this before. It's true. In life in general, when you can get many people, more than at least one, in this instance we're going to use an example of 3, but if you can get someone to compete for your business, you're always going to win. So for example, somebody in our marketing department, actually our marketing director and I were talking before this video, he just got done doing a home improvement loan. Don't want to tell you who he went through, but I bet you can guess. Pulled some equity out of his house, which we've been talking about lately, and he was over at Home Depot with all this money that he got out of his house, and they were redoing their cabinets, their kitchen. He was making his wife happy. Happy wife, happy life. There's another catchphrase you've probably heard. Back to the point. What made it so amazing is that he went to Home Depot first, and when he was looking for all of his supplies and products, he saw something near one of the registers that said they would match, Home Depot would match any basically price that he could find. So he went out to 2 or 3 other hardware stores and home improvement places in the area, got some better deals, believe it or not, than he would have had at Home Depot, went back, provided the proof, and ended up getting a better deal at Home Depot than he otherwise would have. And that's exactly what I want to teach you today. Now, we're going to talk about the CFPB, and we're going to be friendly with the CFPB today. That's not always the case. But the CFPB, who is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they're a government agency, if you will, that their sole intention is to protect the consumer. And we've talked, and we will continue to talk, that sometimes that doesn't always happen. The intentions are good, but sometimes the regulation doesn't make that work. Well, kudos to the CFPB on this one, because about a year ago, they put out a report that suggested that less than half of the people in this country getting mortgages took the time to shop when they were getting a mortgage, purchase, refinance. And why did people not shop? Well, there was a few reasons. Number one, they immediately went with whoever they had used in the past. So prior relationships, confidence and comfort. Okay, I understand that. Or they immediately went with the first big bank that they came across, Chase, Wells Fargo, US Bank. Now, the CFPB didn't name those names, but they led us to believe through their article that borrowers that didn't shop, they just didn't understand or feel the need to do it. I don't care if you've gone through Uncle Jim's mortgage company for your last 3 mortgages and he's your best uncle. You're doing yourself a disservice by not making Uncle Jim, in this example, compete to maintain your business. He's already earned it. Here's how you get banks to compete. Step number 1, let's get right to the point. This is your recipe for success today. Number 1, 3 lenders. You need to get at least 3 lenders on your radar. So, like I said, great time to be refinancing. Interest rates are still low, though they're starting to creep up. Home equity is at an all-time high. Go get some of that cash out of your house and do a much-needed home improvement. Take a much-needed family vacation. Before you decide who you're going to go through, get 3 lenders. Now, of course, low VA rates, we need to be one of those lenders. I'm just telling you, little birdie told me, choose low VA rates for one of the lenders. Then put us to task. Go to whoever did your last loan, and if that was us, then go find somebody else. Look at the billboards in your area. Go to your local banker. Now, doesn't this sound odd? We're telling you to go find some competition. Of course we are. We're very confident. It's in your best interest. Get 3 lenders. Once you have those 3 lenders, then you're going to want to go through kind of a investigative type process with them to find out 2 or 3 very simple things. Number 1, rate. What happens if lender number 1 is at 4.75, lender number 2 is at 4.5, and lender number 3 is at 4.25? Then you go back to lender number 1 and you tell them, hey, I'm getting offered 4.25, and you get these guys doing the best they can to compete to earn your business. So find yourself the best rate. We've got videos all over our YouTube channel on how to determine who's giving you the best deal. There are also closing costs involved in these rates, so make sure you're comparing apples to apples. Number 3, how do you feel? This is huge, okay? It's not the only thing, but let's say the best rate out there, every time you talk to them, you feel like you're being lied to, you feel like you're getting pressured. they have no clue what it means to do VA loans and they're just stumbling all over themselves, well, then this is also part of the equation. Who's going to treat you the best? Who's going to talk to you with respect? Who understands your military service if you're a veteran? Okay, so find 3 lenders, get them competing. This is a tug of war. It happens. Here's where I'm going to end today. If you're not familiar with the $250 lowest rate and fee guarantee, we'll put a link to our, we'll put a link to that on our website. But if you can find a better deal anywhere out there on any loan, conventional, VA, FHA, USDA, if you can find what you think is a better interest rate and or lower closing costs, bring us evidence, just like my marketing director did to Home Depot. We're better than Home Depot, though. We won't just match it. That's what Home Depot did. We will beat it. Okay? We will beat the best offer you come with. That, my friends here at Low VA Rates watching today, that is why when VA lenders compete, you win. You want to take VA out of there, put in FHA, put USDA, get lenders competing. It's in your best interest. It doesn't have to be uncomfortable. It does not have to be animus or angry. It is part of you protecting you, and you deserve the best. Okay. Any questions? Start bringing those up. Do we have a question?
Eddie says, I want to refinance my current VA loan with another VA loan, but pull cash out, and I'm in Texas. Can I do that?
Possibly. Okay. Now, I am not a lawmaker, but we can do some researching it back to you, Eddie. Just private message us your contact information. With the most recent changes in the tax law, I believe there were some laws passed in Texas that do allow Texas veterans and other homeowners to access the equity in their home. It's intricate. There are Texas equity laws that have kept Texas homeowners safe when the housing market was way out of control. Texas didn't get hit like areas like Arizona or California. So on one hand, those laws or regulations have protected our veterans in Texas. On the other hand, they have also kept you guys from being able to get some of that equity that's yours. You can do VA cash outs in Texas. There are some restrictions on how that cash is used and how often you can do it. Now keep in mind, if the VA loan isn't the best route to go, if you have lots of equity in your home, there are other ways to access that equity. So let's meet offline, privately, and we'll get more details on your particular situation and what we might be able to do for you. But great question.
Donna took out a bankruptcy last year and is wondering how long she has to wait before she should do a refinance.
It's a great question, Donna. So there are differences in rules with VA and FHA and conventional. Assuming you're referring to your VA loan benefits, there's a difference between Chapter 13 bankruptcies and Chapter 7. You know, Chapter 13's not as detailed, and it's not a complete liquidation of all of your liabilities, your debts. So on a Chapter 13, generally speaking, now the VA gives some leeway here. They give some guidelines, and then they allow lenders, because the VA is not lending the money. We are. So our money is at risk here, and we're going to look at your entire situation. But generally speaking, Chapter 13, you need to have gone 12 months, 1 full year of reestablished credit. It does not help your situation if you have declared bankruptcy, started making timely payments, and then you start defaulting on auto payments or credit cards, or you're not paying the trustee. That could hurt you. So we need reestablished credit of at least 12 months, most of the time with the Chapter 13. Chapter 7's closer to the 2-year mark. Again, extenuating circumstances, personal situations do allow us to make some exceptions to those guidelines. They're guidelines, they're not fast rules. So also reach out to us either by phone, private message, live chat, and we can look more detailed into your personal situation. Any other questions? Okay, if there's no more questions, I'm going to wrap up, and if somebody else throws one at me, we'll try to answer it before I leave. We're closing today with something we feel super passionate about here at Low VA Rates. It's why we wear red every single Friday. Now, we've been doing this for well over the last couple of years, and I've just been hoping that every single Friday we would have hundreds, if not thousands, of photos of people wearing red. They don't have to be Low VA Rates red shirts. They could just be a red t-shirt, red sweatshirt, red baseball cap, red pants, with Low VA Rates tagged in the picture and the hashtag Red Friday. If you're not sure what that means, this is a hashtag, Red Friday. So you post a picture on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you want to post a picture, hashtag Red Friday, and then if you tag, that's you type the @ sign, and then low VA rates, you are going to be able to get mailed to you some of our red swag. Now, don't just do it because you want cool red swag. I do think this shirt's pretty cool, by the way. Here's why we do it. It is an outward, kind of in-your-face expression of something that we take very seriously internally. In our soul, in our hearts, in our minds here at Low VA Rates. I wish we could walk you through the office. Everybody's wearing red. We don't make them. We don't give them prizes for wearing red. They do it because they love the veterans of this country. This is our way of showing support. There's way too many people in the country right now that are, in my opinion, disrespecting veterans and disrespecting this country. This is a way to say, we support the military, regardless of your political affiliation. These guys and gals, men and women, they deserve our support. Please wear red. Even if you're not an in-your-face type of person and you don't want to throw it all over the internet and you don't want to bring that up, you'll know when you walk out of your house every Friday morning with something red on why you're doing it. So stay safe. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week, Friday, same time, 1:30 Mountain Standard.